Well, it hasn't been but 6 hours since my last video, and I'm already back because, well, we've got some good news and some bad news. It seems like the changes to the world bosses have stuck, and they remain at level 90 regardless of your level. Unless you are past level 90, then they would scale to your level, 91, 92, etc., depending on your respective level. But anything under level 90, you will regardless get a level 90 world boss. And again, with the level 90 scaling, the damage of the world boss is scaled alongside the health adequately. Now, I will say I don't know for sure whether or not all of the world bosses one-shot, because I haven't done Wandering Death, and as you can see throughout the video, I didn't really get attacked by a Shava or hit by anything other than the poison pools and the poison waves, simply due to the fact that I'm a rogue class and I do know a Shava quite well. I've been doing it since the beta and had it multiple times since the beta. So, I mean, it's a pretty simple, telegraphed set of mechanics that a Shava does. If you do it enough times, you'll understand how it works. And pretty much as any class, you'll be able to evade those mechanics. It's pretty much a booty bopper boss, similar to any of the Dark Souls bosses. Just stay on the butt of the boss, and you really won't get hit by any of the attacks. The attacks that will hit you in those areas are telegraphed. For example, the slam right there, as you see on screen, is a ring that is applied to the ground, and if you're in that ring, you will get attacked. Probably one shot based on the damage that the bosses do now. And I'm not sure if I got hit by the sweep there. I don't think I got hit by the sweep there, otherwise I probably would have died. I think all that damage ticking my health down was the poison pools. I will say the poison pools definitely do a lot of damage. I ended up using multiple potions throughout the fight, simply due to the fact that the pools alone were doing so much damage to me. It wasn't really going to kill me. I never really thought that I was going to die necessarily to it, but while standing in the pools doing damage, like for example right here, if I was standing in a pool there and I was hit by either one of those attacks right there, I probably would have died. So I had to be conscious of the fact that if I was standing in a pool and I got hit by really any attack, I was probably going to die no matter what damage it did. So again, you just want to be conscious of, you know, your positioning and also the attacks that the boss is throwing. So apart from that, let's go ahead and get into the bad news. And the bad news is, since they scaled the world boss up to level 90, they ended up... okay, well, let me backtrack. Okay, so, let me get a little bit of the good news first. So, the good news is that they reset the caches. The caches now work. In my previous video, I said that I hadn't gotten any caches, and everybody was complaining that the caches hadn't fully reset yet, and the caches hadn't dropped, no matter how many world bosses or which world bosses they did. And so, they did reset them. As you'll see in the end of this gameplay here, I do get a cache. But the bad news that I was just prefacing is, well, the caches are locked at level 80. And as you can see, I'd say, I'm trying to look on screen here to evaluate it, I'd say 100 to 99% of everybody in this lobby, I believe everybody in this lobby, 100% of the people in this lobby are not level 80, so they do not meet that requirement. Therefore, this cache that they've dropped for us in the boss fight that we completed and did in 5 minutes, which clearly it wasn't that hard for us. It's not like we needed to be level 80 or anything, but the caches themselves are locked at level 80 and nobody in this lobby can open them, so therefore they're useless at the moment. This is going to take another anywhere from 12 to 48 hours plus for a hardcore player to grind to get anywhere from where I'm at, level 70 to 80. And some of the players here are like level 77. I still say it's probably going to take them like 12 hours or so to get to level 80 from where they're at. And I mean, come on. I get that this is like the in-game content, and when we get to level 80 and we unlock these items, hey, maybe they'll be godly and it'll be worth the wait. But it would be nice to see the cap at something like 75. I feel like 75 would have been more accurate, just because there was a lot of players in the lobby that were level 60 or level 70-ish. So that level 75 lock on that cache is a lot better, simply due to the fact that, yeah, there would have been 1 or 2 people that could have unlocked it immediately and gotten those items, but the amount of players in the lobby that wouldn't have been able to would have superseded that. So it would have been more like 75% of people can't and 25 can. So that's a more balanced requirement for the cache, I feel like. But again, maybe when we all get to level 80 and unlock the caches, they'll be godly, and the weapons that we get in the cache or the gear that we get in the cache will carry us all the way to level 90 and above. Who knows? We'll just have to see what happens in regards to that, and maybe we'll have to look at some other players that are level 80 and above to see what they get from their caches to determine whether or not it's worth it or not. So again, make sure you guys are prepared when going into these boss fights, and make sure that you're aware of the fact that each world boss will grant you a cache, but as of right now, all of the caches are locked at level 80, so you must meet the level 80 requirement to open said cache that you achieved from completing the world boss. The only rewards that you're going to get from a world boss as of right now, unless you're above that level 80 or at that level 80, is the few drops that it drops naturally, and the materials that you get put sockets on your items. So again, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, and make sure you're properly geared. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want more content like this, slap the subscribe button and drop a comment down in the comments letting me know what you want to see, or if you have any suggestions. Peace out.